got the little man, you got the big man, and you got the bigger man.
Oh, I did put Fraser's little bobblehead in there, even though he's not on the show tonight. Okay. Well, whatever. Anyway, I'm Kellen Nitro. Happy wrestling watching, and welcome to the Nitro's Take Live Wrestlemania 40 Night 1 in opinion and review, streaming at you live through, tinyurl.com/Nitromaniac TV. Through my X account. If you're on X, you can feel free just to throw a reply to this video, and we should be able to see it on the comments. You can go right now and right over to my Twitter at Kellen Nitro. Where's the banner for that? I should have that right there. There it is. Go to at Kellen Nitro right now to have your vote be heard for match of the night. And we will talk about that as the show continues. I'm going to bring him in right now. I am the hardcore fan. We're going to bring in the lapsed fan, Mr. TL, joining us. TL, it's WrestleMania weekend. How you doing?
I'm doing good. The little man is here.
Love it.
And yeah, let's talk some night one, baby. Let's get right into it.
Night one of WrestleMania. Yes, let's get right into it. Well, we're going to get into it. The Undertaker is so big, I had to split it up into two this time around. So for the first time tonight, we're going to go, whoa, Undertaker. And then below us on the screen is the Nitromaniac TV's Undertaker with all the results and stats you'll need to know for tonight's night one and, of course, night two. We will be back here after night two tomorrow night to wrap things up and give our rating. But tonight, it's just pure match analysis. And we'll also later on tonight give our predictions for what we think will happen in night two. So if you want in the comments, throw your predictions up. What do you have for night two for predictions? And the winner will get bragging rights over everybody. How's that? If you are the closest to of what your predictions you think are. Because I have predictions of Mr. TL will have predictions as well. I also got predictions from Morehouse, who was over watching WrestleMania tonight. He couldn't stick around for the live stream, but he did send in his predictions. We'll get to those a little bit later on in the show. But let's open things up with WrestleMania, and let's go to our very first match that we talked about. And this was a surprise opener for me, Mr. TL.
Before we get there.
I thought you were acknowledging our tribal chief, but
I am. But also.
Okay.
But also. A couple things to point out. One, the signature at the beginning of the show, the now, then, forever, is now updated. It's changed.
It has changed, yes.
Looks kind of cool.
I love it.
The opening package for this was insane.
Oh, it's
the opening
amazing.
package for WrestleMania was great.
Love it.
Great production.
Yep.
They had the national anthem sung instead of America the Beautiful, which is an amazing change. Thank you, Triple H.
Welcome to the new era.
Yeah, where things make a little bit more sense, like singing the national freaking anthem before a big event.
And not America the Beautiful.
Which is, it's not their national anthem. I heard this.
Yes.
The only reason they used to do that is because Vince liked the song better than the Star Spangled Banner.
He thought it sounded better than the Star Spangled Banner. That's why he got somebody to sing America the Beautiful all the time.
In my America... that's the anthem. Shut up, you bold perv. This is a Triple H move. Good stuff.
Wow. All right.
And it started off with Triple H kind of doing like the old NXT entrance. He gets his own entrance at the beginning. Welcome to Mania. That's all about, folks. Enjoy.
Yeah, that was quick.
Yeah.
I was kind of underwhelmed by the amount of time he was out there. I thought it was going to be like, we welcome all of you to a new era, which he kind of did, but then it was quick. It's like, welcome to WrestleMania, and then he left. And I was like, oh,
well, yeah.
Okay.
Well, he had nothing else to do. I mean, the only thing besides that I noticed was we got our first glimpse of the Prime logo in the middle of the ring, which is in black and white, which works. That's fine. Yeah. And Prime logos in the turnbuckles on the first and third with the WWE logo in the second spot. So that was the only thing I noticed in that Triple H entrance.
And they weren't overpowering. I saw some concerns online and that stuff that, these things are going to like take up half of the ring or whatever. They're going to be so obnoxious, whatever. No, the Prime bottle itself in the middle of the ring, I would say is probably, I don't know, maybe an eighth the size of the full canvas size. And it's transparent.
I'd say it's transparent. So it's just the black outline of the bottle with the Prime letters.
Yep.
Then the canvas is filled in all the other space. It's about the size of a lying down human in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
intrusive.
It's not intrusive at all. The Prime bottles on the turnbuckles actually fit on the turnbuckle. It's like if somebody made a real nice custom ring in WWE 2K.
More or less.
Yeah, basically. So
it wasn't intrusive. It wasn't like a big Corona logo in the middle of a triple, what is it? A CMLL ring.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
now, when we talk about sponsor placements, we'll talk about some of the good sponsor placements and some of the bad sponsor placements tonight.
Listen, why don't we just hit that off the bat, which is they got sponsors on this WrestleMania. That's how loaded. Business is picked up. I mean,
it has.
Shit, every match had their own sponsor with digital barricade boards with their own
on the outside.
Every match.
It kind of felt like watching a CMLL card with all those sponsorships and stuff. It was kind of neat. Most of them were unintrusive at all. I thought that, like the Minute Maid thing was blended in. There was a few others that blended in were like, okay, great. The one I will talk about in the main event, American Home Shield. Holy crap. Turn down the brightness on the white.
Meh.
That was bright, man.
Listen, we're both Canadians. We both watch hockey, and we both seen the boards that go around the ice rink.
The virtual boards.
That's not that big of a swing.
It isn't, but it just that first glance, it was like, you ever pop open the Ark of the Covenant? It was like,
it was not.
It was bright, dude.
It was like hockey boards. It ain't no big thing.
It just took a while to get used to. That's all it did. Took a while.
Well, I'm not looking at that. I was looking at the match.
Well, when they do that slow zoom into the four guys standing in the ring, it's kind of hard not to notice it.
For me, it was. I didn't care.
For me, it's like it hit. I was like, oh my God, that is.
I don't know. Maybe I'm used to it. My brain knows how to turn off advertisements.
Yeah. Well,
we'd like to thank our sponsors of this show.
Nitromaniac TV. That's the only sponsor, right? we are the sponsor. We are the content. Yes, so yes,
we are.
Anyway, yes, like I said, get your comments in, get your predictions in for tomorrow night.
Get your popcorn ready, bitches.
It's gonna be one of those nights tomorrow. I have a feeling about it. It'll be good. So, and any comments about tonight, throw it in there for sure. Let's start our match analysis here. Brought to you by Nitromaniac TV.
And Nitro TV racing thing.
Oh, Nitromaniac TV drag files. Yes, of course.
There you go.
Feel free to wander over there. tinyurl.com/drag files. But if you're here for wrestling, it's tinyurl.com/Nitromaniac TV. And I'll get you to the link. You can subscribe up. You can check out some of our past stuff that we've done. Done a lot of old school pay-per-view reviews for the classic Nitro Stake with that man, Mr. TL, with the big man, CraigPFraser, who is scheduled to join us tomorrow night. Hopefully.
The big man.
If not, this totem of John Candy and a Toronto Bay Leaves jersey will...
we should really get him that jersey.
We should.
That would be an amazing...
I don't know who makes it, but yes. The Toronto Bay Leaves, yes. Well, match number 1. This was for the WWE Women's World Championship. This was Rhea Ripley, the champion, taking on the challenger, Becky Lynch. The runtime for this was 17:05, and Rhea Ripley retains the title. To me, surprise opener. I thought for sure the Usos would open, harkening back to WrestleMania 10, where we had brother versus brother open, since this WrestleMania is kind of taking a little bit from every single WrestleMania beforehand and sprinkling it in and that stuff. But no, we had Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World title open up the contest. And you know what? The style that both of them work, it was a good choice. I thought it was a very high impact. You want that car crash almost, heads on, almost almost like the WCW Cruiserweight style opener where it's just chaos happening all around you and that stuff. To not you know, in a no disqualification sort of way or anything, but in a get the whole idea of, okay, this is WrestleMania. There will be wrestling. There will be pro wrestling out there. And I thought it was just a very simple, straightforward, great match. I didn't think they overcomplicated it at all. I thought that the entrance, Becky's entrance, I thought was good. It pumped her book and the forward of the book and everything like that, which is on sale right now, which of course they would do. You know, I'm a new metal rock fan, so, you know, did I dig the Motionless in White entrance music for Rhea Ripley? I kind of dig the original track. I didn't dig the live performance, but live performances at WrestleMania are always a hit and miss sort of thing. And we'll talk more about live performances later on in the card as well. But the match itself, nothing wrong with it. I thought back and forth. Both women showed what they had. You know, and we'll talk about what leads, or I guess what leads, what goes forward, I guess, going forward after this. But Mr. TL, your thoughts on the opener?
Okay, let's hear. I actually took notes for once. So
yes.
Let's I have not read these notes since I've written them, so I'm gonna have to try and translate what the hell I wrote here. Shorthand. I have an excerpt from Becky's book. Okay, yes. So her beginning entrance.
The forward. It was the forward from her book, yes.
Okay, so that's the start of her book, I guess.
The start of her book.
Now a New York Times best-selling book.
I am waiting for
autobiography of Becky Lynch.
Yes.
So she comes out to that, and I have to have written down, what the hell is she wearing? And then I wrote, David Bowie Santa Bride? Question mark?
So we thought over here it was the Mad Queen from Alice in Chains, or not Alice in Chains, Alice in Wonderland, not Alice in Chains.
Tommy Dreamer was on last night.
The night before, yes. It's depending on how much independent wrestling you've been watching this weekend from Philly, for sure. Man, yeah, but Alice in Wonderland, the Mad Queen, you know, the Queen of Hearts that goes crazy.
Well, she looked batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Then I have a mixed reaction. They didn't fully get behind her. That's kind of a Philly thing, I think.
And it's a WrestleMania thing, too.
Could be.
You'll get
and then
that
it says,
with the world
band
crowd, right?
plays out Rhea Ripley. They sound good live, but band leader Chris Motions looks like Rhea, question mark.
Yes.
A lot, question mark. What the hell was that?
Welcome to what new metal sounds like in 2024. That's all I have to say about that.
I mean, okay, they did a better job than the previous band or the previous song for Rhea's previous entrance by a long shot.
Yeah.
But how did he get the makeup so he looked like Rhea Ripley of last year? That was freaking weird.
That's weird, yeah.
I didn't like that. That scared the shit out of me.
I gotta go rewatch that again and find out for sure. I was more pointing out the blackout tattoos to Morehouse and being like, oh, look, blackout tattoos. It's an in thing, apparently. So.
I don't know what those are.
Those Rhea Ripley, we'll talk later about it.
I got Rhea Ripley looked like she has two black eyes with her purple makeup.
I don't know what she was going for there. If she was going for like a
the thing is
like a Dump Masamoto or a Aja
Becky
Kong
Lynch
look or something.
Had the same weirdo, like all of this eyeshadowed down into the blush, except hers was red, so it looked like David Bowie.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley's looked purple, so it looked like she got beaten up before the match. It was just bizarre.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is, you have to remember,
WrestleMania. You're gonna go extra, I guess.
But it's one thing I also have to remember, and this goes into sports. Whenever a sport does it in a big stadium as opposed to doing an arena, and I'm talking basketball and hockey, they usually have jerseys where you can see them whether you're in the top deck, all the way at the top rim of the bowl, or if you're in the front row.
Yeah.
So they do little things that you can see them and you know who they are from a distance.
So maybe that's sort of science with it being a stadium show and, maybe being a little bit more larger than life. It's a larger than life weekend. It's WrestleMania. Yeah. It's the big one.
Tighter the intricacies are, the harder it is for the people in the back to see it, especially when you're in an arena and as you floating down the bottom here in the Undertaker, almost 72,500 people.
Yes.
That's a huge number.
And that's probably plus that by 2 because a lot of people are probably coming back tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why, by the way, WWE has WrestleMania for 2 nights, because they can draw 2 houses that big in the same weekend. Why the hell not?
It's going to be over 140,000, the 2-night crowd.
Yeah. They're going to be bordering on the 150 mark.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
This match itself, let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Becky has strep throat and a fever, and respect for her for working through that, because that's one of the most debilitating shit to have when you feel sick as hell.
Yeah.
I know they say guys get way more wimpy when we get sick, so I have that's the only reference I have. Is if I got strep throat, I don't leave my room. Yes. She's wrestling.
Yeah.
On a cold ass night.
Only the biggest stage of the year, too.
Yeah. So props to her for doing that. That's nuts.
To be fair, I didn't hear that until about midway through the match, when Graves, I guess, alluded to it during a rest spot. And I was like, wow, okay, she's working hurt. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I got concerned. I was like, oh, no, Seth's probably going to be working hurt, too.
And he's got to work 2 nights.
And he's got to work 2 nights. He's got double the load. So more on Seth later.
Now, I have written down that, okay, the crowd sounds anxious, like they want to take over the show, but they're not. But this match, they control the crowd.
First match, and it's first match jitters, and
it's the first match jitters, and the crowd, they want to say stuff.
Yes,
it's Philly. They're very vocal, and they're very anti-establishment in the way that they do everything.
Here, it's Philly versus a world crowd.
Yes, it's a half and half. You're right.
It's a half and half crowd. Yeah, and anytime you get to WrestleMania, it's like that.
Yeah, so you basically have people who are there to cheer what the product wants you to cheer for, and half the people that are against it just because they're against it.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of vibe you got in that first match, but these two did an incredible job of controlling that to get it to where they needed to get to by the end of it.
Correct.
I know you said that this was just like a good, solid match.
Yeah.
To me, this is one of the best opening matches in WrestleMania history.
Wow. Okay.
It is one of the best.
I will also answer to that by saying it is on our match of the night poll. It is one of the 4 that made it. So we'll see what the public think about that a little bit later on in the show. So head on over to @KellenNitro and you can vote in the match of the night poll. That and 3 other matches are on there.
Well, now I know you're more the historian, and we all have Bret known as the ultimate opener of WrestleManias in history.
Yes.
What's like your number 2?
For opening match,
in
WrestleMania history. Wow.
You don't even have a number 2 because that's the standard is the standard.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I'd have to sit down and think of it. And asking me cold is like, wow, I got to try and think about that. And that's
we're gonna have to Wikipedia.
No. Daniel Bryan, Triple H from 30 was pretty good. I'll put that up there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but I was there live, so
you were there live. That's different.
Yeah,
that's a little different, but eventually we'll go through some lists and we'll look at it. But to me, anyways, this is one of the best opening matches in a WrestleMania ever.
Okay,
this was a title match. There's something on the line. 2 incredible wrestlers in their primes, tearing down the house and controlling what would be a rowdy crowd to get them to care about this match in the way it's supposed to be cared about.
That's awesome.
This is perfect.
Yeah. Awesome. That you know what? That's I can't argue with that. That's simply put, the match definitely is worth a rewatch for sure.
Yep.
Like I'll be checking it out again, definitely.
Yep. That's going to be on, well, if they ever made DVDs anymore, but
no, they're done with the physical media, but it'll be on Netflix next year.
Well, on either wrestlers like all-time great matches compilation, this match will be on both of theirs.
On the Netflix playlist, yes.
Sure. Now, next we get the Disco Boys in a cringy video package, which I was allowed to fast forward through.
Yes, and they were just hyping what was the next contest on the card, which was the 6-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Both sets of titles had to be retrieved for the match to end. This was A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. The Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest, who were the champions for both brands coming in. They were dual champions. DIY, Gargano and Ciampa were in this thing. The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. And the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate were the last team that rounded it out. This was 17-25, and we have 2 winners of this one. 2 winners. 2 winners out of this.
I was going to say respect to you for naming all those names and doing that very well, good sir.
I have the notes right here. I have the match card, so I'm just
still
reading.
I would have fumbled all over that shit because that's 12 wrestlers in the ring all at once. Just saying it made me go, wow, good job, Kellen. Seeing it in the ring was like, oh my God, what a clusterfuck.
And it was a clusterfuck for sure. By the way, we can say fuck on this podcast, so fuck.
Yes, we can.
A-Town Down Under is one of the winners. They walk out with the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and the Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth, walk out with the Raw Tag Team titles. I hope this isn't a short title reign for R-Truth. He freaking deserves it, especially after this current run that he's on. Let the man have his fun with the tag belts. I think The Miz is the perfect, comedy foil for him as a tag team partner, as a champion here. I think it'll be really good to see them at least have a month with the belts, maybe a little bit longer with that. But I hope this is not, hey, we got them on now for Saturday night, and now Monday we're going to take them off again. So let's let the mans breathe with the title here, and kudos to R-Truth. I think does this qualify as this WrestleMania moment? I think so. I think Absolutely. He finally gets his WrestleMania moment. The fun match. He got to do the spot where he got the hot tag in and started just waylaying everybody, which was great. Just happy for him.
He got a hot tag in a tornado tag match. Holy shit.
Why not? He's R-Truth. Of course he can get a hot tag and a tornado tag. Fired right up.
Yeah, I mean, it's good on paper that, Truth gets his moment. Truth gets the title. Good for him. The Down Under guys, they get their title. The Judgment Day, screw them. Whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, if you like car crashes and you like AEW, hey, this is a good match. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, this is such a cluster.
I didn't like it at all. I'm happy. Too much. I'm happy that R-Truth got the belts there, and then A-Town Down Under, Fury and Waller. Well, they're heel tag champs, whatever for SmackDown. That's fine.
And we are downplaying it a lot because there was just too much going on, but people did go through tables. People went through ladders. People went off ladders, side of ladders, under ladders, over ladders. Somebody used a chair. There was all that garbage in this one. So
I did laugh at the spot. I did laugh at the spot where Waller went through the ladder while holding the SmackDown tag title aloft in victory. That was hilarious. Or they sent him after that.
That wasn't so. Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, it was like karma, bitch. Anyway, so there we go. But you know what? It was a high spot clusterfuck. Let's just put it that way. So if you dig high spot clusterfucks, you'll dig this high spot.
It was the AEW match of the night, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a talk on another deal here for sure.
Mm-hmm,
so that's a
next match
for another time. Yes, exactly. The next match coming up. This was the tag team match here, and I have the wrong graphic up because they changed this. This was supposed to be Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom Mysterio. It ended up being Rey Mysterio and Andrade taking on Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom Mysterio. This was a tag match. This was 11 minutes and 5 seconds. And Rey Mysterio and Andrade get the victory in that contest. Good match.
Yeah, honestly, it was a good match. And these are 4 pretty great wrestlers.
Yes.
And I'm including Dom. Like, the improvement he's put in from the beginning to now is incredible. And you have 2 great heels against 2 great babyface wrestlers. Mm-hmm. The ending's a little funky just because they needed to get a little bit of Philadelphia Eagles representation in there.
They did.
With the 2 biggest luchadors I've ever seen in my life.
Jason Kelsey is too big for the cruiserweight division. We'll just put it at that point.
Yep, but he showed up with his other guy from the Eagles.
Yeah, I can't remember who the other name is, but he's a teammate of Jason's on the Philadelphia Eagles. And I turned to Morehouse during this. I was like, so Travis and Taylor were not available tonight, obviously. So,
well, they don't play for the Eagles.
No, they don't either. But there we go.
So it had to be the Eagles.
It's a hometown pop. Yes, there we go.
The Eagles.
I was thinking football.
Eagles.
Football.
No, the Eagles.
Yes.
It had to be the Eagles. It had to be a Philly thing. All right.
NFL.
Now, yes, they're in the arena. They got to do something. But anyways, yeah, good match. It's actually a rewatchable match. Good for them.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was a back and forth matchup. Dom gets his again, so I think he just keeps rolling as that little, chicken shit heel that can. Yeah. I guess. Seriously, when does this dude get a main event program? Because we're nearing that chance. He right now could probably main event a B pay-per-view.
Wait until the top guys fade out, and he'll be next in line.
Okay. So still a little bit longer, you're thinking there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They got a lot of heels to go through before they get to Dom, but Dom will be like somewhere down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I say strap the rocket to him.
No, they've got so many good heels in WWE. They don't like a lot of people have to move to the side before he can get there, but he'll get there.
Good point. Yeah, good point for sure. Now keep him in the mid card then, and let him cook. Let him cook down in the mid card, and he'll be there. Yep. Yeah, that's a smart strategy, good strategy. We're it's fascinating now. We're watching a product where common sense seems to win out. Holy crap.
That's why I
Unreal,
like it.
Right?
I'm liking it. I like what I see. I didn't like what I saw next, though.
Was that the Uso versus Uso match? Is that?
Well, it was Lil Wayne bringing out Jey Uso.
Yes. So let's do the match throw here first. This was the third brother versus brother match in WrestleMania history. This was Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, 1-on-1, and the brothers colliding. Like I said, the third brother versus brother match in WrestleMania history. You all know that Bret and Owen WrestleMania 10. And from the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania, you had Matt versus Jeff Hardy. So there we go. This was a contest.
Was that a ladder match, or did they just use a ladder for some reason?
I think it was no disqualification, if I remember correctly. I don't have the.
I just remember there was a ladder involved, and I don't know why.
Yes. Yeah. So.
Yeah,
and Jeff won that one, if I remember correctly with that. But
what Matt did,
or did Matt win it? I can't remember. Oh no, I don't have the paperwork in front of me. Anyways, this match tonight between Jay and Jimmy ran 11 minutes and 5 seconds, and was honestly every bit of the anticipated match I thought it would be. I think both these guys are still trying to find themselves a little bit on the singles division, where their paths are going to be, how they're going to, it took, I don't think you can make the argument that Matt never found himself as a singles wrestler after the team broke for a long time. Jeff was a little bit quicker to find his way there a little bit. And Jay, it seems like, is finding himself with the whole Yeet thing and whatever and everything. It'll be what happens with Jimmy going forward, where they decide to use him after maybe life after the bloodline or whatever. But as it stands right now, he's still firmly entrenched as a bloodline loyalist, bloodline soldier, family member, whatever, what have you. And yeah, so, but Jay wins, gets that pop from the crowd. They were big behind him. And Lil Wayne, iffy. Entrance music.
Well, he's terrible. He's terrible.
He rapped for like 30 seconds. Then Jay's music hit, and he's just hype man all the way to the ring, and then rapped a little bit in the ring, and then that was it.
No, he didn't. Well, I mean, he rapped a one bar from Millie, from Millionaire.
Okay.
A milli. And that's the beginning part.
Yeah.
He did a couple bars from that, and then it switched over to Jay's music. And then why was that such a waste of money to even have Lil Wayne there?
That's all they probably paid for was the one bar.
It was pointless. And the fact Lil Wayne's not from Philly. He don't represent Philly. Maybe he's just a wrestling fan. I don't know, but that didn't fit at all. Last year when you had Snoop Dogg bring out Rey Mysterio Jr. in a limo, or the lowrider, with the neon lights and everything, and they played a little bit of nothing but a G thing to the ring, and then it became, man, That was something. This is
awesome.
the opposite of that. This is how not to do it.
Yes. I think they were trying to recapture that magic, and
but they missed the mark big time.
Yes.
Huge.
The crowd was left confused yet intrigued. Or intrigued and confused.
This match wasn't what it was supposed to be, in my opinion. Like, this is the same thing as when Jericho took on Kevin Owens in that WrestleMania match.
Right.
Where you wanted them to be at each other's throats, and they kind of gave you a whatever match instead. They didn't give you the rage that they should have been there. All the markers were there of what should of the guidelines of what should have been a good match, but it didn't come together. And it wasn't from mistakes, and it wasn't from overbooking, underbooking, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just they're tag team wrestlers. They don't know how to do the singles thing in the ring, as you pointed out. They're not there. So this kind of felt like if you were playing the video game and you selected the same character with different outfits and you face them up against each other, that's what it would have happened. This is easily
Blue takes on red, and that's what you get. So
although this gets a passing grade as a match overall, this is easily the worst brother versus brother match ever. But
out of the three that happened in WrestleMania history, you'd put that as number 3?
Absolutely.
Because I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you.
That's not even that's just fact. That's not even opinion.
Yeah.
It's Owen Brett, Hardys, and now Usos.
Now Usos, yeah.
It still gets a passing grade, but it's easily the worst brother versus brother match of all time.
Yes, I think so. I think that's it. There we go. I think that's good. So right on. Okay. What do you have next on your note sheet there?
I wrote down Damage versus Destiny's Child.
I have down a strong independent black women taking on Damage Control. So
who are the strong independent black women?
Well, the strong independent black women were Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. They took on,
also known as Michelle, Beyonce, and Kelly Rowland.
They took on Damage Control of Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. Well, what's left of Damage Control, at least, in the 6-woman tag match. This one ran 8 minutes and 5 seconds, and what this match did was showcase Jade Cargill, and that's all that match was designed to do, was showcase Jade Cargill, because Jade Cargill is shiny and new. Here she is.
Yeah, there's that. What I had was Damage Control did some great tag team wrestling stuff.
Well, they should. They're the women's tag champs.
Yeah, but the flip, like the changes in and out, the transitions between Kairi Sane and Asuka, amazing.
Yeah.
And Dakota Kai being a heel, amazing.
Yep.
They did a great job on Damage Control. The other team, they did a great job of doing individual efforts to show off each one's or showcase their talent. Bianca does Bianca stuff. Naomi does like splits and jumps and stuff.
Yeah.
And Jade Cargill does power stuff.
Does all the power stuff. Okay. Yep.
So, I mean, it was a team versus a group of individuals, but the group of individuals were so strong, they beat the team.
Spotlight was definitely on Jade though in that match, because this is
all the anticipation was on her, and this is her first like actual match
on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, right. Excluding the Royal Rumble match, that doesn't count.
That's a special attraction match. I didn't count it either. So this
is
exactly like more of a and you have a wider audience tonight because of who's in the main event. You have a lot of casuals or non-fans watching this tonight as well. So you're gonna, showcase her tonight, I think, more than having this match tomorrow night. By the way, I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. I like how the matches shake out for both nights. I wouldn't have changed the order either way.
Yeah, night one is set up well.
I think last year we took issue with a few matches being in different places in the order and that stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
Night 1 shook out well. Night 2 is shaping up really well. So I wouldn't have swapped one match for another either way here. I think that how these matches built up on both nights is cool. I'm good with it. Yeah.
They booked it well.
Yes.
It was well booked for sure.
Yes.
And this match in specific, it tells a great story. it did tell a great story about how these 3 individual wrestlers came together just enough to beat this super tag team who worked so well together as a group. Good stuff. I would rewatch that one again. Yes. And everyone, their gear was on point.
Yeah, that more so than the all green and white Rey Mysterio, Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic thing, where everybody showed up in green and white gear. I was like, okay, there's playing to the Philly crowd, but I'm like, you couldn't have worked in a Flyers jersey somewhere in there, or a Phillies look, or
well, they're in the Philly Stadium, man. They're in their arena,
or the Eagle Stadium, yeah.
Yeah, they had to. So
yeah. That's little nitpicky things that I.
You know what's funny though? Even though Dakota Kai had the most simple stuff, you knew it was her because she's the only one wearing simple stuff on her team.
Yeah.
So it works for that reason.
But she's she does her talking in on a stick and in the ring. So that's like she's very no frills, no gimmick type persona.
But it totally works because Asuka wears everything that she could find in a tickle trunk, and Kairi Sane does like the kabuki piratey thing.
Yeah, cyberpunk pirate from 2086 or something.
I thought that was Io.
No, Io's more like a just rave girl on ecstasy type look.
Oh, rave girl, right.
Yeah,
but Dakota Kai being plain works because you know it's her.
Yeah.
So that was
by not having a gimmick. That's her gimmick.
Oh, I have in my notes that should have been wifey.
We were talking about that too. Okay, so do you swap hypothetically if WWE signed back Mercedes as Sasha Banks, or she comes in as Mercedes, either or whatever.
Sasha Banks.
She takes Naomi's spot in that 6-man tag.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what we thought as well. Yeah.
Yep. Sasha Banks may have made one of the worst career decisions by going to the other company. She should have been her. That should have been her spot, not Naomi. That should have been Sasha Banks.
Interesting. It's going to be that'll be one of the interesting catch-22s that comes out of this card over the next year or 2 or 5 years when you look back on it. Be like, okay, that's because it seems like it's such an obvious swap, but and we also kind of, it's like Naomi, left, got released, whatever. Went over to Impact, became a champ over an Impact and that stuff. Then got hired back to WWE, and everybody thought, oh, great, here we go. And WrestleMania, she's in as the third wheel on Jade and Bianca's team.
Yeah.
Just interesting. Just an interesting.
She did well for herself.
She did, but, it's like, you'd almost wish to see the level of progression kind of go up. But mind you, the 2 women's matches are kind of set as they are. So,
but also Naomi is the weakest wrestler out of them all. Out of
Jade's the weakest wrestler of them all.
You're right. Sorry.
Because you have to showcase her in a 6-man tag at Mania. If she was a strong wrestler, she'd be in a solo match with Dakota.
Yeah, you're right. But she's like she's number 5.
Yeah.
Of all the 6 wrestlers in that match, yeah, you're right. It was Jade, then Naomi, then whoever.
Which
you're right.
Tony Khan,
Maron,
your longest reigning TBS champion is being protected in a 6-woman tag at WrestleMania because WWE is like, no, she needs more time in Performance Center to kind of work out some kinks a little bit. Oof. That's all. Just oof.
Good job, Tony. Good job.
Just
you dumbass.
Try to be as as objective, I should say, from one side to the other as possible. But it's like, that's a glaring kind of.
Oh, I'm just gonna tell the truth. He's a dumbass. Plain and simple.
And that's why I pay you for it. Well, never mind. You're not getting paid for this. This is completely volunteer. All right.
Yeah, we're good to move on.
We're moving on. You got the Intercontinental title next, right? I think that was.
All right. Here's the thing. I don't want to spoil this for anybody.
Okay.
I know we're reviewing the match, but I want anybody that ever hears this or watches this, whatever, to go out of their way and watch this match.
Yes.
This is going to go down as one of the all-time great matches of WrestleMania history. I mean, they put on a clinic tonight. Gunther and Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship.
There we go.
The long shot entrance. It's one shot, and they do it for a long time.
They love
Sami
this
Zayn.
now. They love this now.
It's great.
It's
amazing.
Such an awesome deal. They did this on Monday night where they followed somebody to the back and then picked up on Rollins going to the ring or something like that. It was Sami, I think, after his match. They followed him to the back and then.
But doing this is a great thing. Yeah. I think they were practicing on Monday Night Raw so they could do it tonight on WrestleMania, and it worked. It was amazing.
Sami hanging out with his family beforehand and that stuff, and says,
there's his family.
Tells his kid you can watch the entrances because you like watching the entrances and that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got to go and that stuff. And he told his wife, it's like, okay, yeah, make sure he just watches the entrances and then goes to bed or something or whatever. And then she walks out.
He runs into Gable.
Yeah.
Gable gives him the okay, you can do this.
Yeah.
He goes almost to the gorilla position.
I forgot about that. The Burgess Meredith Rocky moment.
Yeah.
Where Burgess goes to Rocky and says, "You don't need me out there. You can do this on your own. You don't need me."
Right.
Yeah.
And
you don't need me, Rock.
Then he runs into Kevin Owens, who hypes him up.
Yeah.
Then he walks to Gorilla right out to the front with the music. One shot the whole time. They did not switch cameras.
I should say too that it had elements of Apollo Creed as well with the Chad Gable thing. It's like, okay, if you remember, it's like, okay, and don't forget, remember, if you win this, you owe me a favor, and you know what the favor is.
Right. Yeah,
Gable wants a shot at the Intercontinental title now that Sami's got it. So
of course,
yeah,
but. Speaking of that, friggin' Xavier Woods in that 12-man match was wearing his old Apollo Creed gear.
Yeah, the Creed gear. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And did you notice the boots said Bebe on it?
I did not notice that at all.
It's a shout out to Adam Cole.
Yeah, because they were part of the
up, down, down thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but weren't they called something? The club? No.
I can't remember.
Craig would have known this
anyway, but
Craig would have known this right away. He loved watching them.
We will ask him tomorrow because the big man is scheduled to join us tomorrow night after night 2 wraps up, and we have the definite winners and losers of WrestleMania. We will also,
this match was hard hitting. It was emotional.
Mm-hmm.
It was the big man versus the smaller man.
Yes,
the aggressor against the underdog. I mean,
mm-hmm.
This had everything. This is wrestling.
Yeah.
This match was wrestling, and they did it at WrestleMania.
Which is literally a mania of wrestling, so it should happen there. So, no bad things to say about this match and that stuff. The only thing is I was looking at the time. It says 15 minutes and 30 seconds. I thought it was at least a 20-minute match, so we might get a little bit more updates on the time as it comes out or whatever, but this is just the first run of Wikipedia time that I got on Wikipedia right now for it.
We'll Sami getting to use the corner brainbuster, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
What a time to break it out too.
Yeah.
When it really matters, you break it out. You don't just, it's a big match move. You don't just use it every single week.
Hashtag big match move. Yes.
Big match move.
Yep,
man, I can't say enough good things about this match. I just want people to go and watch it if they haven't. And if you have watched it, oh my God, wasn't that a great match? Holy shit. That was match of the night, baby. That was match of the year.
Don't spoil that. The poll is still active at Kellen Nitro for match of the night. We'll see.
That was a great wrestling match, man.
Mm-hmm.
That man of all the WrestleMania matches, that one's going up on a list.
Folks, if you are watching, we asked at the beginning of the show your predictions for night 2. So if you got a chance, go take a look at the card for night 2 and tell us what do you think will happen during night 2, because we're going to give our predictions after we run down on this next contest, which was the main event of the evening. It was a very hyped up main event. This is the first WrestleMania night that has been headlined by a tag team match. Well, since last year, the one, because don't forget the Usos and Owens and Zayn headlined night one last year.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? We did this last year. We had a big tag match to end night one.
Prior to that, the last time that happened was WrestleMania 1. So that killed my stat right there. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I was going to say that this was the first ever. Okay, so let me rephrase that. This is the first ever tag match where no belts were on the line, main eventing a night of WrestleMania since WrestleMania 1, when Hulk Hogan and Mr. T took on Paul, Mr. Wonderful, Orndorff, and Roddy Piper. Does that work? Is that a cool workaround? Maybe. I don't know. Here I am. This is the
first non-titled tag team match to main event WrestleMania since WrestleMania 1.
Yes. We had The Rock, the final boss, and the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, taking on Seth freaking Rollins and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, yes. This match, Wikipedia says this match ran 44 minutes and 35 seconds. I don't know about the time. It did seem long. Did it feel like 44 minutes to you? There's some good stuff. Yes, it was
What
great.
A freaking match. You know what? I always remember...
I forgot to mention the stipulation here. So
oh, God, come on. We all know this.
So stipulation was, just quickly, was that if Cody and Seth won the title match between Roman and Cody tomorrow night would have been a normal WWE.
The bloodline would be barred from ringside.
And bloodline would be barred basically from ringside. If The Rock and Roman Reigns won, it's bloodline rules, which basically means no rules. It's no holds barred and that stuff. And, well, bloodline won. So it's no rules, no holds barred tomorrow night at Mania. Again, 44 minutes, 35 seconds. And, great feeder. Great feeder. Another great act in this bloodline versus the world, I guess, storyline, or the bloodline storyline. Man, what a time for physical media to go by the wayside, because I would totally buy the frickin' anthology of the bloodline right now.
Oh my God, yeah.
This would be
unreal.
Great. Yeah.
So what I was saying was, I remember a while back when Bret Hart was asked about Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and he said he could nothing but great things about that match and the rematch the next year at the WrestleMania. And then when it came down to Triple H versus Undertaker, he famously gave it a 4 out of 10 because he said a lot of it was exactly what he thought. A lot of brawling around the ring, and he said that's just a lot. It is a lot of easy work.
Yes,
you know, you run someone into a wall, you put his head into the post. It's a lot of easy stuff. This match had a lot of that, and that is perfect for The Rock, who has not had an actual match in like 9 or 8 years, depending on if you count that match against him and Eric Rowan when he did the quick spot there.
They were counting it, but I'm like, that was a quick spot and a thing.
Yeah, that was a quick rock bottom at people's elbow and a 1, 2, 3.
It was a nostalgia pop more than anything else.
Yes, it was.
So,
so he hasn't done a match in a long time, and I'm happy that he trained for this match, and he trained in a different style, being that he did the monster style. He did the big man, the Hulk Hogan type of. He didn't do his old way of wrestling, which is The Rock would do a lot of everything came off the ropes, everything came at 100 miles per hour into a Samoan drop, into a float over DDT, all that into a spine buster. Like it was always as fast as he could go off the ropes. And I'm like, you're too old for that. You're going to blow every muscle in your body at your age doing that shit.
Well, he did.
For him, and he did against John Cena.
Against John Cena.
Both times.
Yep.
So for him to slow it down and get through at 20, this you said it was a 20-minute match?
44 minutes and 35 seconds. So double that.
That must be counting intros. And we'll get to the intros after.
It's got to be, yeah.
But to go a half an hour and not injure yourself by slowing it down and doing a lot of brawling and stuff outside, perfect utilization of The Rock and of Roman Reigns. And of Cody and Seth Rollins, who have to perform again tomorrow night in arguably bigger matches.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
more
like
important matches,
myself and Morehouse were saying, it's for Cody and Seth, it's house show pacing.
Right.
You know, like The Rock, you know, he's a professional, he can adapt, but the thing is, yeah, he hasn't been in the ring in a decade or so or whatever in a full match. So, you know, maybe just go house show pacing. It doesn't hurt Roman at all if you go house show pacing, because, you know, house show pacing helps out the champion always, and that's it. So, you know, that's why everything was long, everything was deliberate, everything had its, you know, every beat to it analyzed, and you name it.
Every beat was on it.
Yes.
It was such a well done match in every sense. For this being like all this hype, this match actually lived up to it. And holy shit, did they hype this match?
Oh, it did. Yeah. We're going to find out on Wednesday on YouTube. I guess there's a documentary behind the scenes over this entire weekend, how this entire scenario came together. They teased that at the end of the show tonight. So we'll see.
And oh, by the way, the entrances, because you know what? Let's face it, the entrances are some of the most important things in wrestling.
Yes.
Because we love that shit. We love the music. We soak it up. We love the pomp and circumstance of it all. We love the music.
Yes.
Rollins has the most over song because people love chanting it, even though they boo the hell out of him. Cody Rhodes with the whoa, whoa, whoa thing is amazing. He gets that pop twice because it comes up that part of the song comes twice. It's great. The Rock has the best entrance in all of wrestling as of right now. The final boss thing, and they keep adding elements to it every single time we saw him leading up to this match, until the pinnacle where they have like the Brahma Bull logo on fire and he's in the middle of it, and he walks through holding a belt of it's the People's Champion belt that was given to him by the widow of Muhammad Ali. I'm like, yo,
that was an awesome bit from the Hall of Fame last night, and it's to see it carry over tonight.
This shit is god tier.
Gotcha.
This shit is god tier, man.
Yep.
And then Roman Reigns comes out, the tribal chief. He has the best aura of any wrestler in the business, bar none. Like The Rock might have the best overall package of an entrance.
Yes.
Roman Reigns has the best aura. Yep. When that camera hits him and it looks right at him, you're like, holy shit, it's Roman Reigns.
It is on with Roman Reigns.
Yeah. It's showtime. It's game time. Like, man, unreal.
We saw our first little bit of physicality, though, between The Rock and Roman Reigns. It was inadvertent, but Roman Reigns ended up getting speared, Roman Reigns ended up spearing, I should say, The Rock at a point during that match.
Yeah, but at the end, they still walked out hand in hand as champions with their belts, respective belts.
Yes.
So, and they still dapped up and everything. So, I mean, everyone's waiting on this turn like it was deliberate. Oh, The Rock held his hand like this instead of like this. Ooh. They still went through the match. They still went through the match, and they still won.
Well, at this point, everything is good, though. I mean, they've went through and they accomplished what they needed to accomplish. Now Pandora's box is open. It'll be tomorrow night where we see where everything ends up.
Yeah, we'll see how they overbook this ending. It's going to be great. It's going to be a load of fireworks.
Have you looked forward to a night of wrestling more recently than tomorrow night 2? When was the last time?
The last time in my actual memory that I anticipated a main event like tomorrow night this was Rock and Hogan.
Wow. From X8.
Yeah.
Which we have done on the channel, so go back and take a look at it. And we've talked about it or talked about our experiences with it and that stuff. So go ahead and check that out. But yeah, okay. It's been a while for me, so as well. This has got one of those old school wish I was there type WrestleMania feels to it, and that's coming from a WrestleMania live event veteran that I've been to free WrestleManias myself. You know, it's kind of like, oh, this one would have been fun to be at. The only thing that wouldn't have been fun is the weather. It sounds like it's pretty cool in Philly right now. And
they kept mentioning that, and you can see the heaters above the ring.
Yeah.
Just like I have at the warehouse at work. I can see those heaters, man. They have.
And how hot do you feel underneath those? Do they do
you
the
are
job
toasty.
Okay.
You are toasting under those things. You could tan under those things.
Oh, wow. Okay. So they were just blaring them with heat. They took no chances whatsoever. It's like, these are the industrial grade heaters. We're going to just, wow. Crazy stuff. Because we saw that it was the normal ring, as in there's no heaters in the ring posts.
Yeah, there are.
There's no, it must be different than how they had it before, because
it can be, but I remember there was a WrestleMania where they have the thick pillars, and in them were vents that would shoot hot air towards the center of the ring.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, maybe I guarantee they put those in for this year, but they hid the holes a little bit somewhere.
Oh,
but I guarantee those were vented.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Which is probably why a few of those multi-man match participants were a little bit hurried in their entrances and that stuff, like, with the tag match and stuff. They kind of just scooted out there, didn't they?
Yep. Definitely. Cool. And that's probably why The Rock had the ring of fire around him. It was like, ooh, warm.
Gonna warm up. Let me bask in my awesomeness. So, yes, sir. Right on. Okay.
And that was night one.
That's night one in a nutshell. So, folks, like I said, got a few more minutes left to get your predictions in for night two if you take a look at it, or your thoughts about night one, and we can wrap up the show with some of those and that stuff. But in lieu of giving night one a score right now, I'm not going to do that until tomorrow night when we'll give the entire show as a whole, since we're kind of in intermission right now.
I'll do it.
You'll do it.
I'll do it.
You're going to do it.
I'll give night one a score.
You're going to give night one a score. Okay, hang on. I was not ready for this. Okay, go ahead. Give night one a score out of 10.
9.
Woo! That's a saucy 9.
Night one has earned a 9. Let's see if night two, I just want them to match it. If they could put out a 9, cool. If they can beat that expectation to a 9.5, holy shit. If they put on a 10, then this overall is going to be something you've never seen before.
The greatest WrestleMania ever.
I will dub it that. Yeah. If night 2 is a 10, I will dub this the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Okay. Well, this is kind of a turnaround. We're not used to success here, because we're used to talking about failures and scores in like the 5s and the 4s and the 3s.
Yeah, I usually give mediocre scores to mediocre events, but this one was so good. This is building up to what has the potential to be the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm going to hold off, and I'm looking at this card as if we're in intermission right now.
You can
so we're in one giant intermission until tomorrow, and then I'll give my entire feel of the card right away. But spoiler, but quick spoiler. I'm feeling about the same. I feel the same vibes.
Okay.
As you. I feel the same vibes.
All right.
But anyway, you were saying.
Well, I was going to say was I know a lot of people are a little iffy about this whole 2-night of a WrestleMania thing, and that right now we're in the intermission between night 1 and 2.
Yes.
So now I'm not going to go through the whole rules of this, but I do watch cricket.
Okay.
I like cricket. It's kind of fun for me. Now, here's the thing. In cricket, there is 2 parts of the game. Unlike baseball, where you get 3 outs and then you switch. And 3 outs and you switch, and 3 outs and you switch. In cricket, one team bats, they get as many runs as they can, and then that's the target. Then their opposition team has to go in and bat and beat that score. If they don't beat that score, they lose.
Right.
So I'm used to seeing Act 1 and Act 2 of an event.
Okay.
I'm very used to that. It's a cricket thing. Act 1, Act 2. So we've just finished Act 1.
Yeah.
They've set a target, and holy shit, did they send out a big target to try to chase down in night 2.
Exactly.
But night 2, if they can beat that target, not only do they win, they go down as the greatest of all time.
And I'm going to go ahead and say that the whole 2-night spectacle thing is not new for me in a wrestling parlance. I am a was and still kind of follow, well, even though I don't really follow it as often as I did. If you were a subscriber to the channel way back in the day, I did a lot of reviews on New Japan Pro Wrestling. Their big show, Wrestle Kingdom, was always a 2-night show. For the longest time, it was a 2-night show. And the same feel. You would go ahead and get a certain amount of matches in night 1, a certain amount of matches in night 2, and there would be something in night 1 that would lead to night 2. In certain scenarios, it was okay, there's a unification of the 2 IWGP belts, and on night 2 you have the person who holds both belts now taking on the G1 Climax winner, which is their big tournament or something on night 2. But you had the 2 champions on night 1 go head to head to find out who would face the Climax winner on night 2. So whatever, something like that. But that's just an example of the thread that you have to weave on a 2-night show to do it. This has not a thread weaving through it. It got one of them big old ship ropes leading it. Like, it's got the ropes that were big and thick from WrestleMania 1 leading on it. The ones that were flopping in the breeze whenever somebody would hit it because they were thick.
I like my analogy better.
I like mine better.
What? The thick rope? Really?
The thick rope.
The big thick rope. Okay, no, we're not doing that. No, sir.
Whose analogy was better? Hit us up. No, anyway.
Mine because it made more sense. Big thick rope thread.
Do you want to see the results of the poll for match of the night?
Sure.
So the results of night 1 for your pick for match of the night from at Kel and Nitro. We do this on every single pay-per-view that we cover here on Nitromaniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited. Is you can go to my Twitter at Kel and Nitro and vote. Here it is. 58.3% of you say Gunther and Sammy with the match of the night vote. And then you see there's a split for second between the main event and the Usos, and then Rhea and Becky.
Whoa. Now we got it right with Gunther and Sammy.
Yes.
Who the hell put Jimmy and Jay above Rhea and Becky? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's tied for second. That's
just wrong. It's wrong, people. Rhea and Becky was way. Jimmy and Jay wasn't even that good. It was passable. It wasn't even good. That's a C. That's a C minus.
C minus. Yes.
It's not a D. It didn't fail, but it's a C minus.
C minus. Yes. Like we said, the weakest out of the 3 brother versus brother matches in WrestleMania history. So there we go.
Becky and Rhea was an A.
Mm-hmm.
The tag team match final was an A plus. Actually, it was an A minus, A, and then Gunther and Sammy was an A plus. Damn it!
There's one more thing I have to add here. Just let me try to suss it out. Okay, yes. So even though he couldn't join us live tonight, I had Morehouse sit down and kind of give us his rating on the night and that stuff and everything that he had to do. So here we go. So this is the. So he's got his predictions first. So we'll go to the night 1 score. So ignore the top half. We'll go to the bottom half. Night 1 scores. He did his out of a 5-star system. He's got Rhea and Becky as a 3.5 out of 5. He's got the tag team ladders match as 2 out of 5. The tag match with Rey and Santos Escobar, 1.5 out of 5.
Too low.
He's got Jimmy and Jay, 4 out of 5.
Way too high.
He's got Damage Control versus he's got DA girls. So I can't remember
girls.
what DA means.
The girls.
Oh, the girls. Okay, the girls.
Way too low. Way too low.
2 out of 5. Sammy and Gunther, 4.5 out of 5.
That's a 5 out of 5.
Okay. And Rock, Roman, Cody, and Seth, 3.5 out of 5.
A little too low.
Okay. So
tough marker.
Here is his predictions for night 2. So he's got Drew over Seth in the WWE Championship match. And he is also predicting a Damian Priest failed cash in.
I'm not going to predict weird stuff on the side. I'm just going to predict matches.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's going to take Bobby Lashley's crew over to Final Testament, which is Karrion Kross and his gang. That's supposed to be a street fight, so we'll talk about that tomorrow night. LA Knight over AJ Styles. He's got Kevin Owens walking out with the U.S. title over Randy Orton and Logan Paul. Bailey over Io Sky. And he's got Cody over Roman Reigns with help from The Rock. So he's predicting a Rock turn.
No.
So, here are my predictions for tomorrow night. Just looking at my matches here. Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think enough has been done here where Seth will lose the title tomorrow night. I think Drew will walk out with the championship. If there is a cash in, I'm leaning towards Morehouse's side to say it will be a failed cash in. I think that Drew, we're going to see tomorrow night a Drew McIntyre that is completely unhinged because he has not been, because he feels that everybody's been ignoring him, and he's going to walk out and be like, yo, don't ignore me ever again. Here I am, your new World Heavyweight Champion. So that's my prediction is going to be Drew. 6-man tag team Philadelphia street fight a la WrestleMania 13. I think that's what they're homaging right there when the Nation of Domination took on LOD and Ahmed Johnson. This is if Drew walks out with the belt, I'm going to say the Pride will probably beat Karrion Kross, Akam, and Rezar in that one. Entrances might be cool for that. We'll see. LA Knight, AJ Styles. LA Knight will win to get the crowd going. I will take I'll take Logan Paul to retain the U.S. title over Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, just because I have a feeling that he is going to be a big part of that SummerSlam coming up in Cleveland, because it is in Cleveland, and Logan Paul is from Cleveland, and Prime will be all over Cleveland. And how many times can I say Cleveland in a minute? Cleveland, Cleveland, Cleveland.
Peter, did you say Cleveland?
I said Cleveland. Io Sky versus Bailey. I am going to go with Bailey walking out with the belt there. I think it's basically a foregone conclusion here that they're going to be hitting the canceled button on Damage Control here over the next few months. So gotta get the belts off of them one at a time here. So we'll see what happens. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Bloodline rules for the Undisputed Universal Championship. Roman Reigns will retain. And if I got to vote on an extracurricular happening in that match, something is going to happen in that match that will lead to Roman versus The Rock for the Universal title later on in the year, whether that be at Saudi Arabia or SummerSlam or something. Not necessarily saying that there's going to be a turn from The Rock, but I think that there'll be a situation where The Rock and Roman Reigns are at odds with each other coming out of WrestleMania. But I think Roman will retain tomorrow night. Over to you, Mr. TL.
Wow, those are some predictions there. Yeah, McIntyre over Rollins. I'll put the Final Testament over the Pride. I'll go LA Knight over AJ. Logan Paul is going to retain. Bailey over Io. Roman over Cody.
Okay. Oh, we'll see if we're right. We will see what.
I don't care for predictions. I'm not big.
Yeah, that's why I never do. I used to do predictions on this channel back in the day, but now not so much. Like the only time I'll do predictions is if I think I can win something off of Twitter or something if I'm correct. So that's about it.
Like I have no interest in being right or wrong on these things. I just want to enjoy the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to put any pressure on. Oh, was I right? Oh, what was my score? Oh,
I mean, like tonight was a prime example of it.
Yeah.
You know, like just sit back, relax. This night one was great.
A prime example.
Cleveland. But there we go. Yeah. So tomorrow night's fixing to be a great, I think, the hype has been laid. I think we're going to be really looking forward big time to what happens tomorrow night. There is going to be a ton of fun and so on and so forth. So now it is time for plugs and plug time and hype time. We will be back with you tomorrow night. But if you can't get enough of us and want to check out more of the stuff we've done in the past, you can check out tinyurl.com/Nitromaniac TV. I'm going to tell our Undertaker here to rest in peace. So you can see that more often, or more, not often, but more better and often at tinyurl.com/Nitromaniac TV. So you can check that out. If you have a show that you would like for us to review, building a list for later this year and that stuff, that is like a classic show even too and that stuff, hit us up. nitromaniactv@gmail.com is the email. And please, the only rule we have is if it's on a streaming service, just let us know what streaming service it is. I'm not going to do 6 or 7 hours of Google searching to try to find an obscure freaking AWA card from 1986. Mind you, we probably won't even do that if that's the case. We kind of want something with a little bit more mainstream appeal, past pay-per-view or maybe an old episode of Raw or Nitro or something. Who knows? Something along those lines. Woohoo! The big man will be joining us tomorrow night. You can reach him on Twitter or X, whatever the hell this is called. Twitter X. At CraigPFraser.
Fraser.
You know what?
Fraser.
We should. What could we send everybody over to his Twitter and just really get him confused about going into tomorrow night?
I don't know about that. All I know is that this doesn't feel right without Jesse Ventura closing out our show.
It doesn't.
And I would have loved if he did a conspiracy theory on everything between the Rock in this whole lead up. Holding his hand like this instead of like this, and
maybe he'll do that tomorrow
night. Holding up a nightmare belt and all that stuff.
Maybe he'll do that tomorrow night. Maybe we can talk to Fraser because he's got the hookup to the governor, Jesse Ventura.
I know, man.
Yeah,
we needed Ventura tonight.
We did, big time.
Yeah, we didn't need it, but it would have been nice.
It would have been awesome. Yeah, this would have been great. Definitely.
Have you been working on your Jesse Ventura because of Craig?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you see, we have been. It's weird.
It's a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we've been working on this because of him. We now think and speak like Jesse. It's infectious.
I've started to use "you tell me" what I said in normal everyday parlance.
It's ridiculous.
Well, you tell me what I said.
Yeah, I do that sometimes too.
It confuses the hell out of my coworkers. I can tell you that right now.
You tell me what I said.
Well, you tell me.
I never said that.
I never said that.
I never said that.
Yeah.
You tell me what I.
That was an antiquated manual. That was written back in the mid '90s by a Colombian drug lord named Escobar Sanchez,
who was in cooperation with Stromboli,
an 800-pound forest hog trained to kill.
I was a Navy SEAL.
It also emitted the odor of back bacon when it was near. So when you smell back bacon, run.
What? Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just made that up.
Was that part of the bit? Because that was good. That was
really
good.
I did that was a creative license rewrite.
Oh, okay.
Because the original creator of the bit is not here, so I'm taking creative license with it. It's a parody more than anything else.
No, I know, but that was good. The back bacon and that was good stuff.
That's good. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. We're gonna bank that.
I'll do Tracy Morgan.
He does Tracy Morgan really well too. There's a whole 2-minute bit that's an all-time bit that's up on the channel right now. It's actually a short too. You can check that out. It'll be great. Well, hey,
they get lots of play in my house.
Tracy Morgan, if they wanted to follow Mr. TL on Twitter X, what would they type?
You want that smoke? I tell you to find that smoke. It's at TMLoutan. That's TMLoutan. I ate pierogies tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, wrestling and pierogies. That's a new tradition we started since Rumble.
I was gonna say, is that now the Big Four tradition? Is it's pierogi night every time there's a Big Four pay-per-view? Every time.
Oh yeah, I can't have wrestling without pierogies.
So what you gonna do tomorrow night? More pierogies?
Yeah, because I bought pierogies just for myself. I got a whole bag left. I got a cabbage roll.
Nice.
And a Kubasa link.
That's awesome.
It's one of the big ones, so I have it in half. And a whole tub of sour cream.
Oh, is it a dollop or a container?
No, I got the whole container of sour cream. I can use however much I want before it expires.
When will it expire?
May 31st. I got that good sour cream. It's going to last. I can have more than just pierogies. I can do whatever I want with that sour cream.
Hey, there you go.
I'm having Mexican food Mondays.
Oh, I had Chinese food tonight. It was good.
And then Taco Tuesday. I know that's 2 Mexican things in a row and it gets a little confusing, but I got a lot of sour cream to eat.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, it's a big sour cream.
There you go. Yeah,
I don't want it to go bad.
So what's your thoughts on sour cream on something like a pizza, like a pierogi pizza, for example, like what Boston pizza would make?
You can't cook sour cream. Why would you put that on a pizza? It's going to get ruined in the oven.
I think they put it on after. I'm not actually sure how they make that. It's interesting if they put it on.
They put the sour cream on after?
I would think so.
Why would you just dip it on the side?
Well, they do. They put a giant dollop in the middle. So the whole idea is you dip the slice in the middle.
Nah, I like to dip my pizza.
You
put the ranch on the side and you dip. You dip the crust in there. I don't want sour cream on top like a topping.
There you go.
I want to dip the crust.
Right.
The crust is too plain. I got to dip it in something.
You got to dippity-do.
Yeah, you don't dip the crust. It's delicious when you do that.
Yeah, it's the greatest. You got to do it.
But now it makes me wonder why I don't put ranch dressing on my bread. Well, think about it. The crust is just bread. You dip in the crust in ranch and it's all good. Why don't I put ranch dressing on my sandwiches?
No idea. None. Absolutely not.
You think it would be good?
I think it would be delicious.
Maybe we should put ranch dressing on the salad parts.
Of the sandwich? Yeah. I think
on the Subway.
Well,
the Jimmy John's.
They had a sub at one time that was the Subway ranch, I think, with chicken. It was like a chicken ranch.
I'm just saying, if we dip the pizza crust in ranch, why can't we put it on the bread?
Oh, you mean like have a whole thing of ranch and dip it in? Like an au jus of ranch. Au jus? Au jus? Au jus?
No, I mean like if you had... No, not to dip the sandwich. If you put it on the sandwich. You don't dip sandwiches. I don't dip my sandwiches. I dip my pizza.
Okay.
Garlic and Parmesan.
But then that's a breadstick at that point.
Yeah, you dip breadsticks.
Yes.
I'm Brian Fellows.
You can follow myself on Twitter at Kellen Nitro. We've already
No, you can't have my fruity snack.
Oh man, sorry folks. That stirred up some dust. I was laughing so hard. Anyway, and Linktree at Kellen Nitro for everything. Like I said, the link over to Nitromaniac TV's drag files as well as on there, nearing almost 5K for that. We would love to thank everybody who checked this out tonight for sure. This is a all-time high for any show that we've done, any post-show show, and it just keeps.
I didn't know you get high during these shows.
No, that's before the show.
I don't do that either. I didn't know you get down like that. That's why they call you Nitro.
Exactly.
You've been on that gas. You need to stop that.
The super unleaded, yes. Exactly.
That ain't good for you, man.
No. And yeah, as always, tinyurl.com/NitroManiac TV. Go float a subscribe and a like and go check out some of the other pay-per-view shows and reviews we've done. We have enough on there that we can take you right into tomorrow night if you put us on like a rotating playlist. There's enough there. There's enough hours of content to get you through. Just saying. Just saying.
This spoon be looking at me funny.
It's just a spoon.
It's a big spoon, and it's all crooked.
It's a drink mixing spoon, is it not?
You stay out of my face.
Okay. Well, folks, later days. Happy wrestling watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow night here on Nitromaniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited, and we'll catch you.
Get out of my show, you stupid spoon! You got the little man, you got the big man, and you got the bigger man.